My name is Kensani Ngosi, founder of Cherrie, and we are an African lifestyle brand. I think for me, the initial vision, or the vision, has always been to create a brand that is proudly African, that is homegrown, but that has a global sensibility. Because I really believe in thinking globally and acting locally. I believe in it, and for me, I've always wanted to. I was inspired about 13 years ago when I was reading Richard Branson and how he, went from someone who nobody really believed would have a future to creating a super brand. And I just love the idea that you can conceptualize something and have it become, an entity that exists forever in some instances. I've always wanted to create something that would speak to our identity and history and culture, but transcend all of that and really appeal to women and men, because we have a lot of men who love us. Something that would talk to, because I'm also quite intrigued by the concept of universality and commonality, and that at the very core of our DNA, the only real thing is love, and that's the thing that unites us all as human beings. But we've kind of strayed so far from all of that stuff by creating all kinds of barriers, from race to religion and to all sorts of things. I always say that we've been through the Cherrie school of hard knocks, because not only do we exist in an environment or an industry that's fledgling, so it's brand new, obviously we've been making clothes for decades, but I think probably about a decade ago we turned the corner in terms of creating an appetite for locally made and designed clothing for brands that are about identity, culture and heritage. So that's been exciting, but as I say, it's not easy to exist in an industry that is really fledgling and starting to grow and being established. But it also is very tough to be an entrepreneur. I think for me the biggest lesson has been that fashion looks great. It's people regard it as something that's quite glamorous and easy, but the process is grueling. Not only from a creative point of view, but I think the most difficult part of it is trying to exist as a business. And for me, that has been the most difficult part of the journey. But I think the part that has created the most learning for me as an individual and for the people that I've worked with along the way.